How do you know when it's the right time to hire a financial planner? I have 8 quick points to break down to see if now is a good time for you to hire a financial planner and when it's really worth it. You can just skip to those right away if you want to, but please allow me to explain a few things. See, you need to really understand and define for yourself what your expectations are from a financial advisor. If your only goal is to beat the market and you think you could do that with the help of a financial advisor or financial planner, you'd be searching endlessly. It's absolutely not worth hiring anybody for that. But if you're looking for someone to help guide you through financial planning decisions, the right advice is often worth well beyond the fees. In fact, when I searched for this topic, there were a few videos addressing this. The issue though is that most of those were actually talking about and describing a money manager or a fund manager when it comes to financial advice. When they're comparing scenarios with or without advice, they were looking at the fund trading costs or the fees associated to investing, not the actual advice. What's actually happening is people are still confused about the difference between a real financial advisor and a stock picker or an investment picker. So an advisor is somebody that'll help you well beyond what shows up in your quarterly returns. In case you finish watching this video and come to the conclusion that now is the time to hire a financial advisor, I have a video breaking down what you should expect from a comprehensive financial plan and what questions you can ask when you're hiring for somebody, and what questions you can ask any advisor before hiring them. You can watch those videos in the links below, as well as the cheat sheet for the interview and the hiring process. See, people talk about getting financial advice in a wide extreme. Some say that you should never ever hire a financial advisor, while others say that you should get an advisor as soon as you have your first paycheck. So let me first address the points that are going to lead you to believe that now is probably not a time to work with an advisor, and you should continue to do things yourself because it's not worth hiring a financial planner just yet. If you're starting out and you simply need to build the discipline to continuously save and you're confident that you can do that systematically, then do it yourself. Do it for a few years. You need to be understanding what's happening in the market first anyway. You need to train yourself to build that staying power. Seeing your investments go up and down, that has value. If you're doing that when you're younger, you don't need anybody to guide you through that, especially when the dollar amounts are still inconsequential. You don't need to pay somebody $3,000 a year just to hear them say that you need to spend less and save more. At that point, don't hire an advisor yet. If you're not sure what you need from an advisor, delay hiring someone. You won't be able to best utilize their advice if you're not sure what a successful engagement looks like for you. Third reason to defer hiring a financial advisor is that if you're married and one of you is not open to getting professional support yet, slow it down. Seeking financial guidance requires a lot of internal buy-in. If your partner is not ready yet, they're likely to just be distrusting or ignore any advice from whoever is giving it. So slow down on hiring a financial advisor. So those are the 3 main reasons why I wouldn't hire an advisor yet. Now, here are a few signs that you need to consider when it comes to hiring a financial planner. None of these points should make you run towards a planner or an advisor, but it should trigger consideration, especially if multiple points apply to you depending on your needs. You can also decide to hire someone just for a flat fee and continue to implement things on your own. We offer a fee-for-service plan for those who just want a second opinion, but others need hand-holding. So depending on what you require, things could be different. So depending on what you require personally, you also need to add that as a layer to qualifying these triggers. The first point to consider is there going to be a significant change in your life that will require outside perspective? If there's going to be a significant change in your life, you will likely require a new financial plan anyway. This means if you're buying or selling a home, getting married, and planning to integrate your finances as a couple, that's a big milestone. Getting a significant raise or a role change. See, changing jobs, especially when there's new compensation structures involved and you're unfamiliar with it, such as stock options, bonuses, and RSUs, you need somebody to walk you through that, especially if you're in the negotiation process. Now, Going through a divorce requires specialized planning. Maybe when you receive an inheritance. Really, think of these as just examples, but any event or change where you feel like it's far different from what you're currently experienced in, seek advice. The second point is more about qualification for you. Are you ready to collaborate? When you work with an advisor, especially one that is there to help teach you and they have a heart of a teacher, it's both educational and collaborative. This means as you get more information and you learn more about what's possible, you may change your goals, making them loftier, or realizing that you are not willing to sacrifice and you're not willing to execute on the trade-offs just to hit these specific milestones. So working with somebody collaboratively allows for you to make changes on your plan as you develop. Third point to consider is, are you ready to share information beyond the numbers? A true financial plan will help you set goals and get you beyond the surface. When we create financial plans, we overlay the goals and technical aspects of it with specific values that we uncover when we have conversations with the clients. If we uncover that time with family and friends is a value that you really need to understand and you need to drive for, we can begin to prioritize this versus what's optimal in spreadsheet decision making. For example, what kind of return do you get from timeshares and RVs? From a dollars and cents perspective, probably negative. But from a memory building point of view, these have infinite yields as long as you know that that's what you're after. The fourth reason to consider hiring a financial planner is that the gravity of your boo-boos are going to start to become irreparable. You may get to the point where the scale of your assets has grown beyond your expectations and your level of comfort. At $10,000, a 10% misstep won't wreck your life, right? Like if you're down $1,000, that's not a big deal. However, a 10% drop on $1 million is $100,000. That's life-changing. Not many people can stomach a $100,000 drop without anyone talking them off the cliff. Locking in a temporary market move out of fear can delay your goals by a few years. For those who are planning to retire in the next 2 to 5 years, for example, if you retire too soon and you send that resignation letter, you may not be able to get your position back if you find out that you're behind your required investment targets. CPP is also often taken too soon compared to what's necessary. Once it's on, it's on. And we did a video breaking down how this decision is a 6-figure decision. So you need to have somebody review this for you. Point number 5. Do you have differing financial opinions and desires from your spouse? A financial advisor should help you speak a common language when it comes to finances. One thing that you have to agree on, as I mentioned earlier, is that you're okay seeking unbiased perspective. By working with an advisor who takes time to get to know you and what you want through your own money scripts and values, that advisor should be able to create plans that highlights common ground. That is worth a lot. The 6th reason to hire a financial planner is complexity. Complexity tends to follow success and high income, especially when it comes to taxes. So even if you feel like you haven't accumulated a lot of assets yet, but you're getting to a point where income is going to be far larger than what you're used to dealing with, in most cases, seeking a financial planner who has integrated tax and cash flow approaches will help you understand how to make the most out of your income. It'll be worth it. Point number 7. Are you trapped in analysis paralysis? Have you been toiling with action items that you know need to be acted on, like your wills or diversifying out of a concentrated position, but you consistently just keep looking for more information? That's probably a sign for deferral behavior, and you need accountability. You need somebody there to push you and get that done. I don't know if a one-off financial plan can do that, but that's where implementation and partnering with a financial advisor that's there to provide accountability would help. Point number 8, do you feel overwhelmed because you have shit everywhere? We work with clients with 17 different accounts and hundreds of holdings, and they just did not know how each of these positions interact with each other anymore. They didn't have a clear view of the aggregate return. They ended up just focusing on the winners and forgot about the poorly performing accounts that probably needed to be liquidated. I mean, it feels way better watching balances go up, right? So who can blame them? But what this means is that it became nearly impossible for them to make decisions. If you have holdings that feel random and you don't know what for and why you hold them, it's probably time for you to hire a planner to help you consolidate and create a simplified dashboard for decision making. The ninth reason to hire a planner is continuity. In every couple or every household, there's a CFO spouse who handles all of these things, investments, assets, all of these money talk. If that's not you, don't feel bad. In a true winning relationship, your spouse's strength is not a weakness to you. You're a team, remember that. However, as you enter retirement or older age, someone needs to help you continue the strategies set forth by whoever among you is better equipped. Be honest, if the primary financial decision maker was gone, the survivor is probably going to be in trouble. Notice that I didn't really put a once you've reached X dollars in savings, you can start looking for an advisor. That's because you can be worth multiple seven figures and just have it all so simplified in an index fund, for example, and be confident that your skills are enough to get you to where you need to be and you don't need an advisor. On the flip side, you can be a doctor in residence that has $500,000 in student loans and you're thinking about structuring up your own practice. Your situation is exponentially more complex, even if you technically have zero in savings right now. So you might be thinking that you need an advisor, but you're wondering if it's worth it. I don't mind saying this publicly since I say it to all my clients or people who interview us. We don't take engagements on unless we're certain that we're adding back multiples of what you pay us. If we're not adding back at least twice the fees in value through mistake avoidance, cost savings, and tax reduction, I refuse the engagement and I send how-to videos. That's why I have a lot of these videos online. I believe in doing transformative work and I think other advisors feel the same. So even if you believe that you need an advisor right now, if you interview the right people, they will tell you if you're not ready for their services yet. You may have also gone to this point and you're now saying, okay, I need an advisor for myself, but I'm not sure how to look. We created a hiring guide with a cheat sheet. Watch that right now.